Empire. Okay, afternoon.
Afternoon.
Right, so we've been working on the wiki, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today we are talking about just a second merch. Oh, that
Hey.
was a lot more impressive in my head, I've got to say. Oh well, merch. Yeah, I'm done with that now.
I don't think we're going to make you head of marketing anytime soon.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. No, there are probably better people. Particularly as I
Maybe not,
basically
actually.
wanted to put a load of MS Paint stuff on t-shirts and was shouted down, sadly. So
Yeah, there was some sort of bullshit arguments about quality and
quality
stuff,
and
weren't there?
yeah, professional artists and rubbish
Yeah.
like that. Anyway,
Associating the company name with
whatever. Some people like my crayon drawings. Yes, so we've
do they
basically
though?
yes, they do. They've certainly told me, and not just my mum. Um, you've totally thrown me now. What were we talking about? Yeah, we just launched the merch store
Yes,
on Redbubble, which I think was Claire's idea.
it was.
Yeah.
It was. Yes, it was all Claire's idea.
And we've spent the last week uploading and resizing and moving and resizing and resizing and moving and uploading images. Do you
Feels
wanna?
like longer.
Yes, yes, indeed. And deciding on whether we want to sell Empire players miniskirts or not.
Yeah, we
And largely coming
decided
down
against.
on no on the miniskirts, but probably yes on the shower curtains. Anyway, do you want to talk about why we've just launched our merch store, Matt?
Yeah, it's a yeah. I mean, it's a bit of fun mostly. It's Christmas fun.
Fun.
It's been a rubbish year, an absolutely rubbish year, and we wanted some Christmas fun. We talked about doing merch for years and years and years, t-shirts and stuff. Um, and I was never keen, never had the time, never had the right art. Mostly never had the time. And also I sensed it would be a lot of hassle organisationally, and then there would be a lot of getting the art together, and it was just like, oh man,
Well, I mean,
there
we
was always
spend
much
like a
more important
fortnight.
things to be doing, like running events.
Yeah.
And then this year, there's that excuse has been completely sunk, holed beneath the water, and disappeared without trace. So yeah, I ran out of excuses, and Claire did a lot of research and said, "Look, we can just do it all through Redbubble, and that's fine." And then we just needed a case of art, so that only took us about 6 months to solve. Um,
Yes. So, do you want to talk about the art we've used?
yeah, we kind of. I mean, obviously, there's a whole load of technical issues because it turns out we don't own any of the art associated with Empire, because my hippie dreams about all the art belongs to the artists were cool when it was just going on the wiki, and
Yeah.
then we're like, oh yeah, we can't actually put that on merch, we don't own it. So that was an issue. So then we had to find some artists and speak to some artists, and then we had to speak to some more artists, and then finally we spoke to Giles, and he explained how this stuff works in the real world.
Giles
That was
Meakin,
very useful.
yes, gave us
Yeah,
some,
yeah.
gave us quite a talking about exactly what is going on and why no artists want to just give us things so we can sell them.
To be fair, that wasn't what we asked him.
No, that is true. But it was still
But
useful.
yeah, it was very useful. He talked us through basically how real companies engage with real artists in the real world, and we were like, "Hey, we could pretend to be that." Um, so we just had to find an artist, and we were kind of it was a bit odd because I think the thing is with this, you need the right kind of art. There's loads of artists who've done some wonderful art over the years, but it's got to be the right kind of art. Not every piece of art suits merchandising. Not every style suits merchandising. And of course, some of our more successful artists are successful in their own right. So they're like, yeah, we don't want to sell you a picture. If we do a picture, we'll just sell it ourselves, which is more than legitimate. And then I think basically we're like, oh, why don't we speak to Kate Kerris?
Keris Lee Knight.
Kerris. And she'd done a load of really beautiful art for PD, for Empire in the early years when we were bringing the game together. She was part of the art
I think they
department.
did the astronomancy
You're
constellations and the
right,
night
they
sky
did the
setup,
astronomancy,
and they were
all of
part of the
the.
team that did the nation banners, the ones
Yeah,
that hang in the Senate, along with a couple of other people.
Yeah, they're just a great artist.
And all the Thule designs are Keresley originals as well.
I think quite a
ones.
few of the Barbarian designs
You might
are
be right.
Keris
Actually, you
originals.
might be
I
right.
think they did most of them, most stroke all. I'm not going to say all because we were like pretty chilled about like, oh, it all belongs to the artist. We didn't keep as good a record as we should have done about who'd drawn what. It was all a bit like, yeah, let's contribute. Anyway, we got in touch with Keris, and Keris was like, oh, I haven't done any art for ages. No, we're like, oh, please. And then they just basically churned out 24 amazing images in what felt like 2 days or something. They were incredibly productive and produced some really, really great art, and that made me much more positive. I was like, oh, this is cool. I'd want to own this. And that part I was like, yeah, this is really cool. Let's really so. And then there was just a case of kind of arranging it all and laying it all out, which is what we've done the grunt work, and now it's all ready.
Coming up with slogans for the Orc t-shirts.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
So we took, we was trying to, for this, we might maybe one day we'll do some more merch in the future and I'll have like different things on it. But for this one, we just done like a design for each nation and just put the nation name and. We didn't even talk about the font. I'd forgotten about the font.
We forgot about the font. Talk about the t-shirt for a minute. I'll come back to the font in a second.
So then we put the name of the nation underneath, and we use the tagline from the wiki. The tagline is that line at the top of each nation page where, the orcs, the Imperial Orcs one is one life, make it count, and it's just a good line. It's a throwaway line. You want something on these things, and then we got, but we did. Keris did 4 designs, one for each of our barbarian nations, and some of them was a fantastic. The Grendel one in
the
particular.
Grendel octopus is I like the Grendel octopus.
Yeah, it's really, really brilliant. But they don't have a tagline because they don't have their own wiki page. So we had a lot of fun coming up with their taglines.
Yeah. Why? So that actually leads us in. Let's talk about the font. Talk about the font quickly.
So the font this was really interesting because if you look at the current Empire logo, you've got the Imperial crown and then it's got Empire in these kind of golden bronzed letters, and it's very Gothic font. And that was done by an artist, actually Ian Thomas found for us on the run up to launching Empire, and he did a bunch of art for us. He did the images on the character creation system for him. But we lost touch with him. He didn't live in this country. I think he lives in Hungary. I went and spoken to him for 7 years. So when we went back to him to say that brilliant, that Empire, can we have like a whole font full of letters in that style? He was nowhere to be found, unfortunately. His email, whatever, we just couldn't get in touch with him. So Graham found another artist. I don't have their name, but we'll try and find that and put it in the links.
You're getting good at the links thing. Well done.
I am, aren't I? Yeah. In the links below. I've seen
better.
YouTubers now. I'm like a pro. I'll stress the like. So Graham found us an artist, and they were like, "Oh, I can't do fonts, but I could make letters. I could do the actual images." And I then googled it. I was like, "Don't worry. If you do the art, I can do the font." So they did. They drew a beautiful full set of letters in that
and some
Gothic
punctuation,
style.
I think, as well.
And some punctuation, yes, which is great because it just means we've got options in the future for doing bits of art and stuff. And then I turned it all into letters, which was a lot of fun.
And you're wearing the Imperial Orc t-shirt, which was our.
I'm wearing the Imperial t-shirt.
Yeah, there you go, Imperial Orcs. That's the black on white. We've also got
my best catwalk special.
it's very good. Sit back down. And we've also done them in white on black as well, so you can do. So we've got a range of colours, so you can do the white on black on the darker stuff and the black on white on the lighter stuff if you want to do a not black and white.
You can have the white on a dark background or a black on a light background. Right.
Yeah. So why have we done 10 Nations and Orcs instead of just an Empire t-shirt?
Oh, that's a good point. That was another reason I was really resistant to merch for a long, long time. I'd forgotten that. One of the things we do for our crew is we make a crew t-shirt every year. And which Andy's got on.
I've got on. I'm not going to stand up because I want to leave some mystery about whether I'm wearing trousers.
And they're kind of useful from a sort of corporate point of view because when crew are wearing them at the event, everyone can be like, that person's a member of crew. They've got a crew t-shirt on. So it's a little bit like a uniform. I mean, we've never used that term, but it kind of helps people identify who is crew. So they're really useful from that point of view. But also, it's a kind of thank you from us to the crew, and it's to emphasise that being part of PD crew is a big deal to us, and we hope to them. And so we've only ever done t-shirts for the crew, and I was always very sceptical. I was like, I don't want anything that looks like a crew t-shirt. I don't. Yeah, because it's like being part of the crew is special and it's a big deal, and I don't want to, in any way kind of mess with that. But doing them as kind of in character, but and picking out the nations and doing that moves us very solidly away from an Empire t-shirt. Obviously, it is an Empire t-shirt. It's for the game, but it doesn't actually say Empire anywhere on it. So, they don't look anything like the crew t-shirts, which was important to me.
And every player has a nation, so there's an obvious t-shirt for them. And then we've got the Barbarian Orcs as well, if people want something different, or for, I don't know, crew, I guess.
Yeah, or skirmish team.
Skirmish team.
I certainly am quite fancying a Grendel t-shirt now.
I don't know, I'm
to
torn. I really like the image on the Grendel t-shirt, but the Grendel are a bunch of dicks, so I'm not sure I want to advertise them.
They are a massive bunch of
But I'm
knobs.
torn between, obviously, the Marcher t-shirt, because they're a nation quite close to my heart, and the Thule, because I don't think the Thule get enough respect. And I think the Dragons would appreciate a Thule t-shirt.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. A bit of fun stuff we talked about for years. Christmas. We brought them out just in time for Christmas.
That's right. We have. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Damn it, I missed the Christmas.
Hey, Christmas. Very good. Perfect timing.
Yeah,
I do
brilliant.
like our Christmas theming.
I'm going to put random snow on whenever I mention Christmas. I think we all need cheering up at the minute.
I mean, I think we originally planned them for last Christmas. It's just taken us that long. That's not true. But it feels like it. I can't remember when we started doing this in series, but it has been a slow process.
We first seriously started talking about doing something like this, sort of as it might happen. The last year, yes, it was last year when we couldn't decide what slogan to put on the crew t-shirts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we were talking about it then, weren't we?
Yeah, that was
So that would
when
have
we
been-
really, yeah.
That would have been 2 years ago. But like I said, while we were running events, it was never.
It was never high on the priorities.
It was never going to make it to the top
So
of the project list.
we've set it up. We've struggled with the interface a little bit because we're not. We think everything is now sorted out properly. We've made some decisions about exactly what to put it on. I wasn't joking about shower curtains. If you want an Imperial Orc shower curtain, we've arranged that you can order
shower
one.
curtains. I think they're going to sell like hot shower curtains.
They are going to sell like hot shower curtains. And that's
Just to stress, we didn't actually go, yeah, we really want to sell shower curtains. The way Redbubble's interface is, they have 1 million products and you upload your artwork and it goes, would you like to slap this on 1 million products? And it's easier to just go with it than it is to, you have to go through and individually go, no, not mini skirts. No, that's not going to work.
But
So-
Sean Milligan at the very least has definitely promised to buy a duvet cover because he was quite excited about the idea of an Empire duvet cover.
I mean, who wouldn't want
Who wouldn't want an Empire
duvet?
duvet cover? And we've got some bath mats, and I left masks
96%.
on because I thought that was quite
Topical.
topical. Yeah, but mostly
Yeah, I would quite like a mask. It would be kind of cool.
it's interesting. It's interesting. It's certainly a little surreal for people who don't know what Empire is if you have some of those masks on in the current lockdown. But anyway, we'll see what happens. If it goes well and we have some spare time, I think we might look at uploading some other designs.
Yes, I mean, we did talk about all the Marcher proverbs. I still
Yeah,
want to cook with,
somebody's
don't
already
piss
mentioned
on my back and tell me it's raining.
Somebody's already mentioned the 5 dragons for the Thule, although given I think I am almost 100% of the market for Thule merchandise, I could just make my own with post-it notes. And of course, if we get more merchandise up that is sort of official and worthwhile and professional, there'll be more space for me to upload crayon images.
That's very true. You can own an Andy Crayon original.
An Andy Crayon original. So I think that's basically everything, isn't it? We've talked about it. We talked about the fact that we are, how we've done it, what we're doing. Yeah, I think it's basically everything. Is there anything else we want to add?
No, go and check it out.
Go and check it out.
Buy a mug if you fancy one.
Link below. Oh yes, the mugs. It's not really an anecdote, but because of the way the Redbubble works and because of the way mugs work, we had to do an entire separate set of images for the mugs. Which added an extra
Graham
6 hours
assures me we're going to sell more than 5 mugs.
Yeah.
I haven't wasted an entire day of my life.
But yeah, so there you go. So check out links below, and I think that's it. We might as well just wave at the camera.
We hope you have some fun with it. That's the key.
Yeah.
It was it has been a painful year, and we just wanted people to be able to have a bit of fun, really. Yeah.
So, if your idea of fun is a bath mat with the Urizen Phoenix head on it and the Urizen tagline, you know exactly where to go. Right. Thanks for tuning in, and we will. I think I broke up that, and we will. I will speak to you in our next video. Right. See you later, folks. Bye bye.
You